Hey, this is Prometheus, the only YouTuber that doesn't provide you with the meta, guys, and I'm playing MUT Gameplay Ultimate Team, but Draft Champions. Yes, guys, I know that a lot of you guys play MUT. MUT is a real good version, is one of the better versions in the game, and you're going to get the most competitive gameplay on that particular version. But personally, I just don't want to spend money on cards and grind boards and all that kind of stuff to play MUT, so that's one of the reasons why I don't play MUT. But I want to show some draft championship gameplay, because obviously this is going to get yourself a little bit more competitive gameplay, and you're not going to be running into some of the really strange and unique stuff in basically the regs formation. So quickly after this third down, I realized that I was playing against a fairly intelligent Madden player. This guy actually would pretty much diagnose the weakness of the defense and basically go ahead and expose the defense in certain ways. So this guy's a good player. This game is actually going to come down to the wire. It's going to be a tight game going throughout the entire game, but you're going to see me get some good defensive stops, and him too. He's going to get some glitchy stuff and like that. So he's got basically 4 wide receivers off to the right. I had to carry over the top. One of the reasons why I run this defense, I'm running this wide 9 nickel defense, is so I don't get burned over the top and really confuse my opponent. But the problem I had with this particular defense essentially is when I got into a wide formation. When he jumped into a wide formation, he was exposing me either underneath or through the seams. So you'll see me making an adjustment, and I'll point that out to you a little bit later on and how I stopped it. So back to my Cleveland offense. I've pretty much perfected this. This is a twins offense. Basically, I've got 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and a running back. Is ideal for draft champions just because it's going to give you the ability to run the ball and actually have playmakers throughout the field. Actually hit my opponent underneath with a nice underneath route. Now this is a play that I didn't set up correctly. I don't know why I actually just stopped it. I think I was adjusting my team. It was just a bad series right there. So I threw into defenders and he gets a turnover. So when you're playing MUT or draft champions, this is not the ideal situation to be in. You don't want to be giving up possessions, because those 4-minute quarters and a half a minute of time with the game clock is very detrimental. So I was actually in kind of a bind, going to basically into a cover 3, and I get a good play by my defensive back right there to go ahead and catch the ball, trying to go ahead and go house with it, but his quarterback missed, and I'm just going to go all the way to the house and tie this game up. So that was a huge switch. That was a 14-point switch right there, because he was in scoring territory, at least 2 possessions, and as a result, I got a break with that interception. And that's one of those things that you actually notice when you're playing draft champions, is that your opponent, to keep the game a little bit tight, will get some kind of glitchy animations and make the game a little bit tighter. So when you do play this game, you want to play it real smart. So right here, he comes out in a wide formation. I switch into a man alignment. And he's still making adjustments, so he actually gave me some time. He didn't like it, so he actually took a timeout. So that was something I actually learned really quick. So right here, I actually go into a heavy man blitz, and it exposes the off coverage. So this guy was really smart. No huddles, keeps me in the same defense. I didn't have man alignment, so my guys were not pressing over the guys correctly. So basically, I put a seam flat off to the left, and I actually have to carry this tight end up the seam. The guy falls back in the coverage. He makes the right read, throws right over the top of me, and actually goes ahead, and I can't tackle him. He gets a 1-play touchdown off of that. So really smart, intelligent guy, can expose the defenses if he catches me out of alignment. So that's something you have to really pay attention to. So I'm a little bit in a bind right now, because I know that this guy is going to be able to score effectively against my defense if I don't play smart. So I have to make sure that I play ice cold on offense myself, and that's get myself in trouble. He comes with a very aggressive man blitz. My line picks it up, and I'm able to go and hit the actual post route on the backside. And right here, I got a wheel and a little smoke route combination. Defenders actually all float up. I actually track it down to the smoke route and pick up the 4 yards. Now I go into basically this play right here, which is out of the ace, with that inside route by the tight end. kicks it out and actually gets in between the different routes. And I actually attack him right over the middle right here with a nice little route with the tight end. And then I do an inside zone, and I take it down to the 1 yard line. And right now what I'm doing is I'm just chewing the clock down as much as possible. This guy did have pretty good defense. You can see he shot the gap, but I go ahead and tie up the score, getting the ball in the second half. So when you do play games like Draft Champions, or if you're playing MUT, because of the short quarters, possessions are extremely important, and time management is extremely important, because you're not going to get that extra 5 minutes to make, to offset any kind of mistakes. So right here, he was running a lot of man coverage, and as a result, I actually go ahead and turn a slant and turn that into some good yards. And then he was using the guy that was on my running back, and as a result, I was able to go ahead and hit the flat when I needed it. Third down situation for first down in the third quarter, able to get an inside zone and pick up some pretty good yards. And right here, I hit him right over the middle again with the tight end with that seam route, get it down to the 1 yard line and do a nice little inside run. He actually hits it correctly, go off to the right, and actually take the ball in the inside. So he couldn't stop the effectiveness of the run when I actually jumped into that ace formation. So right here, I jumped in cover 3. And I was just trying to get myself a better alignment, but you can see he actually hits the seams right there with the play right there. So I quickly realized that I had to jump into man coverage against this wide defense, and I do man align, and you can see all my defenders are over man. And then what I do is I do basically curl flats with my outside defensive guys to actually take away and get a fast reads. And look what happens when I make this adjustment. I get an underneath coverage interception by Adams, and Adams takes the ball down to the 15 yard line. So I got a stop that I was looking for. Smart thing to do right here is just to run the ball, be super conservative in this type of situation, and if you get stuck with 3 points, that's fine. That makes me going up by 2 possessions and puts me in the driver's seat. But look at this. I actually tried to hit a hitch against man coverage. Typically that is the right read, but his defensive back actually played it perfectly, and as a result, he actually gets a house call against me with this defensive back to go ahead and tie the game up. So now I'm in a situation, I could have been up by 2 scores. Now I'm in a situation where I have to go ahead and drive the ball effectively to get a touchdown. So go back to the same play. You can see the defensive back doesn't play the ball correctly, and that's the one thing about Draft Champions. It seems like you get some glitchy animations, and it looks like the computer sometimes tries to make things a little bit easier. So he's playing a lot of man coverage. I started getting really nervous about that. So right here, I've got basically kind of a mesh concept with the running back and with the tight end. I hit on the back side, pick up a first down, and I'm chewing the clock. You can see I'm taking the clock down inside 5 seconds every time. This is the play that I got intercepted earlier, but I actually set it up correctly, and I've got basically a smoke in the wheel route with the running back, be able to pick up a first down on that. Nice little inside zone with the run, and that's fine. I just want to chew the clock. I want to take this clock down as much as possible. I'll take the 3 points. Man coverage with a whip on the back side. Because he was running so much man coverage, I'm going to go and hit that, and you can see he starts burning his timeouts right here because he knows I'm in score territory. So I fake basically a motion, have a nice little run with the running back. I didn't take it wide. I wanted to get tackled. I wanted to burn this guy's timeout, so you can see he burnt another timeout right there. Because I will take the 3 points and not leave him any time or any time on the clock. So didn't make a move at all. Ran right into his defender to go and chew up his last time up, and now I'm just going to go and chew down the clock and take my 3 points to win the game in the end. So good clock management. That's the way you win MUT games when you're playing against a really good competition. You got to have to go ahead and make sure that you use good clock management and not throw away any kind of points. So that series where I actually go ahead and get an interception, I probably should have went with more of a conservative play calling and just settle for the 3s to go up by 2 possessions. So once again, guys, I'll be rolling out more offensive and defensive tips to go ahead and take your game to the next level. Until next time.